Hey guys, it's San and welcome back to the BulbaSquad. So today I'm going to be talking about how I pick my Elite Trainer boxes, kind of the process I go through it before I decide, alright, do I want to pick this up? How much do I want to pick up of this? How exactly am I going to go about it? Because by popular demand, you guys wanted it in my last ETB video. So, without further ado, let's hop right into it. First and foremost, when we're picking out an Elite Trainer box, the thing that matters the most is the set. Run a spider system over it. You don't know what the spider system is? Go check out the video I'm going to be linking in the description as well as in the comments. You need to understand what it is so that way you can make use of it to make the most educated decision you can make. So, run a spider system. If the set is good, well, congratulations. The ETB is going to already have a leg up. Because obviously, you're going to want an ETB from a set like Vivid Voltage before you get an ETB of a set like Steam Siege or even Burning Shadows. So, once you've done that, the next step we're going to do is I like to know what Pokemon is on the front of the set or of the ETB. What is the art? Are we talking a Battle Styles ETBs where it's the two Urshifus? Or the Chilling Crane, where it's the two Calyrexes? Or is it like Vivid Voltage? You're going to hear me refer to it a lot. Where we have Pikachu on the front. Or Evolutions, specifically the red variant, that has the Charizard on the front. Because that's going to definitely impact the popularity of ETBs. We can immediately see this when we go look at other ETBs. Go look at the Team Up ETB. I believe Unbroken Bonds has the Charizard Brexen. Don't quote me on that one. Not 100% sure on that one. I do know that the Plasma Storm, which is the most expensive one of all, has the Lugia on it and is actually kind of reminiscent of the Champions Path Shining Fates ETB style. It's really nice. It's a black box with the gold Lugia engraved onto it. Go check it out. I love that ETB. And so, this is it's difficult to make this fully objective because, yes, we have our own preferences on what Pokemon we like, and we put our own bias into it, whether we like it or not. But there is an objective approach. We can look at sets, figuring out, okay, what Pokemon consistently command a premium, what are consistently chase cards, etc. So if you see something like the Evolutions, which we have Jungle, we have the Gold Stars, we have now Eevee Heroes, we have Hidden Fates, we have lots of data to reference to know, okay, Eevees typically are chase cards. But then if we go to something like Yenma in Neo Discovery, that's the only chase Yenma I even know. I think that's the only chase Yenma that's ever existed. So because it's that anomaly, and it's only one situation because it's so difficult to grade, well, you can infer Yenma isn't that popular of a Pokemon, even though the raw dollar amount you see in Neo Discovery would lead you to believe it technically is. You see what I mean? Try to make it objective. Use the data at hand and make the inference on where their popularity is. You don't have to put it like a top 20, top 10, but I can look at you and say something like, Celebi is probably in the upper half of popularity. And that's probably going to be likely. Versus if I tell you, Urshifu is probably going to be somewhere in the middle for popularity. Somewhere in the 50%, if not slightly below. Again, you can agree with that because, as we saw, the Gen 8 just wasn't all that popular. And so far, the alternate arts, those are the only examples we have of, well, do people really like them? And they were the chase card in that set. Now, once we get that established, we understand that the set's good. We understand that the banner Pokemon, the flagship on the ETB, is good. Number 3, what I like to look for is how many variants are there. The reason this matters, and I'm going to reference specifically to Evolutions because that's what I have up here real easy. With Evolutions, or better yet, with any set, if a card store orders a case of ETBs, when they get that case and they cut it open, there's usually the set, it's just one ETB. But if there are two versions, when you open it up, straight down the middle, one half is going to be one kind, The other half is going to be the other, inferring that the overall ETB supply just got cut in half in between the two variants. Now this is where it gets real important. Now try to keep up. The Evolving Skies ETBs. There are 4 versions. The moment these Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs came in, some portion of the overall ETB supply got redirected to the Pokemon Center. So, let's say normally there's 100 ETBs that get made. I'm just using a real easy number. Now suddenly there's 25 of each version. So each individual version of the ETB is harder to acquire. Therefore, it is more rare even though the overall supply of ETBs for the set is not rare. What the Pokemon Center stuff is doing, even if, let's say, there's not 100 of them, they decide, okay, we're going to get some new printers up and running, so we need to then create more ETBs. Let's go with 120, 130, because I really don't think they double it. Even so, a set with 2 ETBs at 100, 50-50, a set that's at 120 divided by 4, that's going to be 30. That's still less than the set that had less overall supply, but divided between 2 versus more overall supply divided by 4. So each individual one is still more rare. We do not know what this is going to mean for the long term. Does this mean that each individual ETB is going to start behaving differently and have its own personality? Maybe the full collection of 4 is actually going to appreciate more. We don't know as of yet. Because, like I said, this is very new. The whole Pokemon Center stuff, that's extremely new. The Vivid Voltage style of ETB, that's kind of what it was for a long time. And they did have some times where there were 2 versions, but a lot of the time there was just 1. So we don't know how they'll behave. And that's why I decided to pick these up. That's why I have very specific ETBs I hold. The Evolving Skies one. 4 different versions. They have evolutions on the front. No one can argue that Evolving Skies isn't a good set, because it is a very good set. Obviously, it's just up in the air if it's better than the Japanese version, but Evolving Skies, I think, is objectively a good set, and it's very fun to open. Now, I need to talk about specialty ETBs, because people get confused on these. Specialty ETBs are the equivalent of a booster box for a main set, because a specialty set does not have booster boxes, they have ETBs, and that's usually the way to get the most product, unless if we're talking the Generations or the Shining Legends, Ultra Premium Collections, even Hidden Fates had something similar, where you can get more packs out of them. That's why the specialty ETBs are kind of more of a, I don't think about them too much, but depending on the set and all these factors, I do like to adjust the amount I hold of even specialty sets up and down. So, perfect example, I think the Champion's Path ETB has a really good arts on it. Better than the Shining Fates, which has Eevee in it. So therefore, overall fundamentals, I see just Champion's Path being better in that regard. And you use all of these different variables to make your call. Let me try to paint a picture. Let's say I have Evolving Skies versus Vivid Voltage. 2 very good sets. I need to then figure out what am I going to decide to get more of if I'm going to pick them up. Obviously, we're going to talk MSRP, just strictly MSRP. I don't like to talk about the higher prices. Now I'm going to run through all these factors. Is which flagship is better, which one has better diversity, which one has the better set, and with that, I'm going to make my decision on which one do I go for, because I have limited funds. Okay, and once we've done all that, you can make an educated decision on what ETB do I pick up by knowing the set, what Pokemon is on the front, how well does it rank in terms of popularity, and how many different versions are there. But remember, for step 1 is the most important one. Run a spider system to understand how good the set is. Remember, it is completely free. I have no control over what the Spider system says. I give it to you guys. You make use of it, and then you guys get your own data from there. So, tell me, what did you guys think about this video? Did you enjoy hearing my thoughts on how I pick Elite Trainer boxes, or do you think there's a better method to do this that's even more objective than what I've done? Because technically there is still some personal bias that can infiltrate this approach, unfortunately, because it's just very difficult to cut out all human bias. And if you do, please share it down below in the comments. And I did want to throw this in at the very end because I saw there was a lot of confusion. The ETBs, and with all modern in general right now, the reason I am warning against going straight into them is the cost basis is usually very bad. The time right now to purchase isn't necessarily the best time because the opportunity cost, I believe, is coming with a lot of dead money, period. It's just not a good idea to try and ride that out, at least in my opinion. But in some cases, I will violate that, like Evolving Skies. But Celebrations, the ETBs, the only thing I would have gotten would have been the Pokemon Center ones, because at this moment, that is the only thing that is kind of stupid. It's just stupid, because everyone wants them. The demand is just nowhere near enough. So, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys decide you wanted to support the channel, $1 Patreon for all the content, $5 for message consultation, $10 for 1 hour phone call. And again, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.